everyone, it's Age of the Aquarius. Happy New Year. I'm super excited to be back for a full new year of 10-minute tutorials. I have a lot of energy today. I've been drinking coffee, I've been eating healthy, you already know, and even my lazy eye is a little bit more open than usual, which we're in good standing if that's the case. And I want to start this new year off with a bang. I'm going to be working with blue eyeshadow, which I know sounds really 80s and disco and scary, but I'll show you that it's only 80s and disco and doesn't have to be scary. I'll do this in just a few steps, and if you follow along, it'll be really simple. So let's get into it, baby. Let's get it, A. Inside joke, stupid. So blue. So when I'm working with blue, I usually don't prime my lid because I feel blues are really pigmented and they can be unforgiving if you make a mistake. So if you're not used to working with color, I would just avoid the base and go straight onto your lid with the eyeshadow color, which is what I'm gonna do. I'll take a fluffy brush and I'll go right onto my lid. And the first thing I wanna do is determine where I want the eyeshadow to sit. So I don't want it to go all the way up to my eyebrows because that would be very obnoxious and very frightening for everyone involved. I'd like to keep it in this region right here. So I will start off with my normal windshield wiper motions with the fluffy brush, but as I get closer to the top, I'll be a little bit more precise so that it creates a perfect oval, and that'll be easier to blend when we're done. So holding my brush like this with the blue pigment that I want, and starting with windshield wiper motions, I'll start right here. I'm still working really lightly, even though it doesn't really matter what's going on this bottom portion of my lid because I'll be covering it up with other shades. But I still want to always start off light and then build. I'll stop here because as you can see, it's already starting to build a little bit of an arc. Am I saying that right? Is it arc or arch? I'm gonna say arc, and if you guys want to correct me, please do in the comment section. So it's already creating an arc, the circular shape that I want, but I don't want it to be super thick and heavy. So I'm just gonna keep going lightly over it again and again until it builds slowly into a perfect circle. I can extend out to the outer corners because I'll be cleaning that up later. So don't let that hinder you. Don't stop short right here. Just keep going and you can clean that up later. Blue is so fun. Aquarius vibes. The way that the shadow is sitting, it's starting to build a lot on my lid and not too much on my crease, which is okay, which I want, but I am noticing that it's pretty powdery, not gonna lie. As always, I will put up a picture and circle the shade that I'm using. So that one's done. So I'll repeat that on the other side and try to get them as even as possible, and then we will move on. So a crucial aspect of making sure that blue eyeshadow turns out cute, not crazy, is to make sure that there's continuity across both lids. So what I mean by that is making sure that they're going as high and out as far, and that the actual layer of pigment itself is as even as possible. So that's not super thick right here on this eye and then thin on this eye. So just keep going over it, add where you need to, and then make sure that it's even. So my next step will be adding my crease shade. I want that to be a little bit of a darker blue. I'll be working with a teal. I want to make sure that it shows up, but I don't want it to overpower this light blue layer. So I will be spraying my brush, but I'll be doing this very lightly so that it doesn't darken it too much. So I'll go into the teal shade, and this time I'll stay within my crease. I'll go a little bit over by buffing in the windshield wiper motions, but I'll make sure not to cover up this powder blue shade. There we go. And I'm holding my brush at the end again, and I'll start here. And I'll keep building and packing that on until it starts to show up as a little bit darker than the original blue. I'm buffing to the outer corner, and there's a lot of fallout. It's everywhere. Next eye. Wow. This is the nightmare step, I'm telling you. People who don't like makeup, this is what they think of when they imagine makeup. But we're gonna win at the end. Now that that's done, I will go back over it one more time with the original shade using the fluffy brush again. I'll go back over the top and I'll concentrate on that upper portion just to accentuate it again, because I want to make sure that they're really distinctive between the two different blues. So I'll go ahead and do that now. At this point, it's pretty seamless, and I want to darken the outer corners though, so it's a little bit more of a smoky eye. I'll take a navy blue with a fluffy brush, and I'll concentrate in my crease area in circular motions as usual, and I won't go up too high. I just want to stay right in this region and make sure that it's buffed out to the edges. So there's a lot of fallout. It's kind of difficult to see what I'm saying here, but because I kept my brush right here in the crease and I didn't go into this area, it's almost creating a little bit of a gradient effect, which is what I want. So when I go to clean up the outer corners, it'll be a nice subtle effect from the dark blue into the teal blue. It's getting scarier! This is not what I want. I don't want you guys to see this, but you know what? All transparency here with 10-minute tutorials. We will get there. I'm showing you that makeup is a process, and that when you're scared, when you're looking at something like this in the viewfinder, in your mirror, there is hope. Hold on. Alright, so I'm going to add another shade right in the middle, and that'll be my last step on the eyeshadow. It's actually a different blue than any of the ones I've used. So I have a sky blue, a teal, and a navy. This one is kind of like a royal blue, and it has a little shimmer to it, and I'm actually just going to use my finger and then pat it right on the top. So there'll be no blending for this. It's kind of just a pop of color and shimmer. Alright, so this is the part that we've all been waiting for. I know I have. I'm going to clean up the outer corners. I really do think that blue eyeshadow looks crazy sometimes because it's not clean. So even if your eyeshadow application method isn't perfect, as long as the corners are sharp, inner and outer, it'll end up looking fine. So here we go. Clean up the outer corners, and now I will wash my face off camera because blue is so unforgiving. I mean, if there's even a little bit of pigment right here that I missed by just wiping over my face, when I go to set my foundation and concealer, it's going to have a blue undertone and ruin the entire look. So I will do that off camera, and I'll return for the last few steps. Alright, so I'm back with the final look. Something that I did off camera was I added a little bit of brown eyeshadow to the top to blend it out and make it a little bit more cohesive. And I feel it also warms up this look and makes it a little less harsh overall. So that's always a step that I like to do. And this is it. Before I go, I'd like to say hi to all my new subscribers. Thank you for joining my channel. I appreciate it. And next week, I'll be back with another Chit Chat Get Ready with me. We'll have some life updates, some story times. It's going to be fun as always, so don't miss it. And until then, I'm Age of the Aquarius. Bye.